The New York Times suing the Weinstein Company. The Times claims that that company owes it more than $230,000 in unpaid advertising. The suit was filed the same day the Times published another article detailing Weinstein's alleged serial abuse of women. One of the first women to come out and come forward against Weinstein was actress Ashley Judd. She's on the cover of the Time magazine's Person of the Year issue. She and several other women have been named the Silence Breakers for speaking out against sexual harassment. Ashley Judd's mom, Naomi Judd, is with us now, Grammy Award-winning singer and author of the new book, River of Time. Naomi, welcome to the program. It's great to have you with us.
My family doesn't believe I'm here. I'm really here. Look. Get it? They want you to describe to me what annuities are.
Annuities?
I have some money in annuities, and I don't know what they are.
Well, it's locked up, and you can't get at it. Put it like that, yes.
Would you like me to give a prognostication about the market today?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Okay, this is what I think. This is my personal informed opinion. Gleben, globen, globen, gleben. Shaka-laka, waka-maka, naka, haka-taka.
So the market's going up then?
Yeah, right, yeah. I'll take that as a plus. She's bullish.
Yes, bullish.
She's very, very bullish.
This is live TV. Anything can happen. I just have to warn you.
You know, during the commercial break, you told me that you were sometimes nervous about live TV. I don't think you're nervous at all.
I'm not nervous about everybody else is nervous. You should be nervous.
No, I do so much of it, believe me. It all hangs out there in 3 hours, you know. It really does.
I'm the person that'll tell you if you need a breath mint. You should be very nervous.
Oh, don't say that. All right, I really want to talk to you about your daughter, Ashley Judd. She was one of the first to come forward in the Weinstein maelstrom. Take me through it, please, because it must have been a very difficult decision for her to make to come forward at a time like this. Go.
I don't think people can even imagine. I knew about it when it happened because Ashley and I are extremely close, and she called and told me about, you know, he showed up in his bathrobe. He asked for an 8 o'clock breakfast. Well, first of all, she was working on one of her big movies. She worked all night, and he had asked for an 8 o'clock meeting, which was very disruptive for her schedule. And she thought, well, he's busy all day, and his big deal is because he's #1 in Hollywood. So she goes to the hotel, the Bel Air Hotel. He's in his robe. He says, let's order breakfast. And she's like, no, I'll have a bowl of cereal, maybe. He wants her to show him what he should wear that day. They go back in the bedroom, and by then she's on to it. And he says, why don't you watch him take a shower? So she's out of there. And, of course, I wanted to go out, you know, and chop off his penis. I told you.
Yes, in live television, anything can happen. But it must have been difficult for her to say, I'm coming forward. I'm going to tell my story. What prompted her to do that?
Well, she had been hearing in the rumor mill whispers about other women, and they were all saying exactly the same thing, him asking them to watch him take a shower and everything. So she lives next door in an adjoining farm, and she came in one night. I was having supper, just normal, and all of a sudden I could tell the look on her face. There was something so heavy, and she said, Mama, I need your opinion. I want to go forward. I want to out Harvey Weinstein. I can't stand the thought of him doing this to other women. And I could tell by the look on her face that she'd already written the article. And she said, I'm going to take this to the New York Times then. And she said, so you think I should? And I said, doing the right thing is always the right thing to do. Go get him.
But that must have been difficult for you as her mom, because
I was terrified.
You knew what was going to happen. As I said, it's a maelstrom of hostility and you know, debate. You must have known what she was facing, and yet you still gave her the advice to do it.
Well, it had happened to me, and she remembered the story about me, but I think the thing that scared me the most is that there might be a backlash, because he is the most powerful man in Hollywood, and I thought, kiddo, you might not get another movie offer. But still, I had this sense that this was not only the right thing to do, which I always encourage both girls to do, but I felt like, oh my God, if there are as many women as I think this guy is a serial offender. And I just had this feeling that it was going to become a tsunami. And I think, and I mentioned this to Ash, I used to read this fable about the little Dutch boy that was walking through the village. He sees the dam, there's a little spurt of water, and he sticks his finger in it, and he hollers to the villagers, get out of here, the dam's about to break.
Right.
To me, that was Ashley.
That was it, yeah.
And then I read the article in the New York Times, and it just went whoa,
Yep.
the dam's going to break now.
What's it been like for you and Ashley on a personal basis in the, I think it's 3 months since this broke with, with your daughter? What's it been like?
She has been relieved, I guess would be the first word. She's actually with a bunch of very high-powered women out in L.A. as we speak, and they're putting together a documentary. I hope I'm not telling stories out of school, but it's interesting with both my daughters. Sometimes I have to remember, what do they say at the supper table that I can tell, or what can I divulge in public? But Ashley's very proud of all these other women. She's very proud that maybe she's had an effect on them, and I just hope that this guy goes down. I hope that he, and his brother's just as infamous as he is.
I've got a little time left, and I want to talk about your book. The title is River of Time. I'm reading it right here. The subtitle is My Descent into Depression and How I Emerged with Hope. Tell us, how did you emerge from depression?
First of all, there's 43 million of us. You deal in numbers. Isn't that shocking? There's 43 million people with depression. And I went through a terrible, actually my diagnosis was severe treatment-resistant depression and panic disorder. The good news is, spoiler alert, I'm recovering and I'm now healing. But I wrote this book for anybody and everybody out there, sort of as a survivor's guide. But I have a statistics for you. I know you deal in numbers, so there $1 trillion every year is wasted on lost productivity. The World Health Organization, WHO, has announced that they've come up with at least a minimum of $1 trillion is spent, wasted every year on lost productivity.
The book is titled River of Time, My Descent into Depression and How I Emerged with Hope. And it's the latter part that I shall read first, and that's a fact. Naomi Judd, it was a real pleasure having you.
And then later when we go to break, you're going to tell me what an annuity is.
Well, okay. I'll do my best. Naomi Judd, it's a pleasure and an honor. Thank you very much indeed, ma'am.